Yeah.
All right, we're here with Ginny Martino, coach, 25th season coaching. You got to be excited about this time of year. You got your first game coming up next week, and then your home game on the weekend. Kind of talk about this year's team and what you've seen from them in practice so far, because you've had some good weather to get outside and run around with.
Yeah, wow, we've really been fortunate. So excited about just the firepower we have returning this year. We really graduated 2 out of our defensive end in Julia Rossi and Claire Dennis. And other than that, we have everybody returning. We have some younger kids really stepping up to the challenge. And we're excited. Like, we've had some great scrimmages. The weather's been great. So, yeah, bring it on.
So talking about that defense, you do have some holes to fill, but you had an injury in the regional final last year, and Katie Burns stepped in. Is she? Do you think she's kind of one of the front runners to fill one of those roles?
Yeah, she's definitely a player who, coming in as a freshman last year, tested the water, and she's like ready to go this year. She's really stepping up, into a more leadership role back there and playing hard, and definitely going to be part of our unit in some aspect.
And now Kendall DiCamillo coming back.
Yes.
A year under her belt.
Yeah.
Talk about the defense and maybe who you're going to look at for some leadership back there.
Right.
On that last line.
Right. Kendall's one who, last year coming in as a freshman, and this year now just embracing her role. These guys over the summer, I don't know what they ate, I don't know what they did, but they came in confident. And the group of rookies we had last year, now they're coming in and they're playing like seasoned players, and they're ready to go. They're working hard. So again, we have like 3 of our captains back there, 2 of our captains back there, and Jess Gore anchoring the goal, and as well as Jillian. So those will probably be the anchors, and again, a lot of returning players around them. So it's a great core, and we're just going to connect the younger kids in there.
And so you mentioned Jess Gore, preseason player of the year by U.S. Lacrosse Magazine's take.
Yeah.
Kind of talk about her role, what you like from her in goal, and maybe some of the communication that the goalie needs to have with that defensive line. Yeah,
she's a great communicator back there. For being a goalie who is opening up and seeing the whole game unfold in front of her, she does a really nice job of verbally, communicating to the defense, because she can see it all. And she's not scared to talk, and she's back there, and she's a great leader, which is why she was named one of the captains. But she's doing a really nice job of also focusing then on her job, which is saving the shot as it comes at her. So I think she's found a way to balance both, communicating, working really tightly with the defense, but yet also doing her job when the shot comes. So she's a great kid to have back there. And how much have you seen her grow over her career from a kid that didn't play a whole lot as a freshman, but stuck it out? I know coaches really like those kids who are going to persevere and put the work in and then be rewarded at the back end of their Absolutely. Career. She's all work. I mean, she's the first one out here. You'll see her rolling into the field any second now. First one out here, last one to leave, and she's working. Like, she is, constantly, if we're working on the field players with something, she's down there pushing herself and the other goalkeepers, and they really push each other to get better every day. But she's the catalyst. She's a great kid to have back there in her senior leadership. She's seen it all. She's played in it all. So we're really lucky to have her back.
And now shifting gears to the midfield, you got a couple All-Americans in the midfield. You got a couple specialty players like Taylor O'Brien, who comes in as a flyer. Kind of talk about that transition in the clearing game and what that midfield is going to mean for your attack.
Yeah, hopefully it means speed, because that's what we're looking to push. We have a lot of kids who can just run and run. Carrie Barnett, Hannah in there, Grayson on the draws, but then, like you said, T.O. flying in, and just the addition of Brenna Smith back in our attack. We're not there yet, but, through the midfield, we have goalies who can get the ball out quickly, and they're going to be sending it, and then, some speed through midfield of kids who are really determined and real fighters, and then they can get the ball down the other end and hopefully have some success on the attacking end.
And you mentioned Grace Frazzo.
Yep.
I mean, how important is it to have a midfield line of those three that are, All-Americans and have been on the field and played, and they just have that experience. Yeah. Not just, I guess, in playing the game, but in playing against the PSAC and the kind of competition they're going to face when they play teams like East Stroudsburg. Right.
I mean, hopefully they're the calm within the storm. They've played East Stroudsburg so many times. They've played a lot of these teams so many times that they now know what to expect, and they can kind of be, the calming factor for the young kids who might not have experienced yet.
And moving ahead to that attack line, certainly Helen Crisciola coming back,
absolutely.
Lindsay Monagle coming back, just people that you didn't know.
Right.
At the end of last year, they were coming back. But then you add in the transfer, Brenna Smith. How is she going to, and how has she shown that she's going to fit in?
Yeah, again, didn't mean to cut you off. The experience in Brenna, certainly playing down in Florida and having a taste of, the competition down there. But she's experienced and she's smart. She's has a great lacrosse IQ. She sees the game very well, as does Lindsay from behind at X. I mean, just the two of them are making connections, and it's only been, 2 weeks and change. So I'm excited to see, the relationship of Brenna and Lindsay back with, the entire attack.
Talk now about maybe some people that you want to see take the next step in their development and might get on the field that the lacrosse fans might not know their number or their name when they first get in there.
Yeah, I think, defensively, Natalie has really stepped up. A freshman has no fear. Goldsmith, no fear. She's like a little pit bull. We're just going to release her and let her have fun. So she's a kid, I think, that can come in and really make a big impact with our unit back there. Again, we have freshmen from last year that are now sophomores, a little more seasoned, a little more experienced. Lexi and Katie, we already mentioned, and in the attack we have, Lila Skates coming in and doing, some great things and learning from great players like Lindsay Monagle from behind at X, and, the leadership that we have there, and these kids just learning from the best, hopefully will then make them the best. But, working together is going to be great.
And did you expect a lot out of this recruiting class, the freshman class, or are you hoping that they can come in and kind of get their feet wet before they really are expected to perform? Like, which way is it?
It's really a little bit of both. I mean, you always expect great things out of, your recruits because, you saw a lot of them in high school on their club team and they were superstars then, and you hope that they come in with that same confidence. And sometimes it takes a little bit of time, and other times they just step in and they, continue to do what they do best. And I think we have a good mix of that again this year. Like I said, I'm really, really impressed with our freshmen from last year that are now sophomores that, sort of made a name for themselves, but I think this year it's going to be exciting to watch them as well.
What has been your message to the team as you get ready for a PSAC schedule and the grind of the season and, getting back to where you hope is the regional final and even beyond to the Final Four?
Yeah. Well, I think we have a new meaning behind this season. I think, having lost Julia Rossi, I think that's sort of the motivating factor for us this season, pulling together, being together as a family, but also, playing the game as she would have. And it's just determination. It's a fight, and it's just, relentless all the time. So I think we've kind of taken that mantra on to see the PSAC schools that we see 2 times every year, every game we got to come out, we got to play our best. We have to stage to the level that we expect out of our players each and every game, and that's tough when you see a team, a couple times. You can't get complacent or you can't get scared. So it's, you kind of have to just play in an even keel. And I think, we have to focus on ourselves, and, you hear every coach talk about that, but really it is, focusing on our game and, continuing to be successful in that way.
All right.